Hello again, everyone. Welcome. This is the post-show wrap-up. Just leaving the radio station. One of those days. Everybody has those days. You know, all of this business that's going on with President Trump right now, people don't understand. I really don't think the significance of everything that's happening, you know, with Trump. This business yesterday is beyond the big tech issue, which is an important issue. Hello. Welcome, the post show. What a lot of this is about is redefining what the Republican Party is all about. You know, the Republican Party, prior to Trump coming down the escalator, was about things that were good things, but now it's time for a new Republican Party platform, you know, and the new Republican platform is not abortion, it's not family values so much, it's not abortion. You know, those are old issues that have been settled in our society. And, you know, a lot of this talk about, see, when Trump ran in 2016 against Hillary Clinton, one of the first questions he was asked was about abortion. He said he's pro-life, but he didn't want to outlaw it. And then they asked him if Caitlyn Jenner could use the ladies' room at Trump Tower, and he said yes. And Trump was running on different issues than any Republican had run on before. And it's changed the party. And it's changed the constituents because those other issues are settled. One of the reasons you hear so much talk about transgender issues, for example. Transgender is a big thing being pushed now by the left in sports and everything. One of the reasons they make that a big issue is they're trying to get the Republican Party back to those old issues. And the Republican Party of the 80s and 90s that was involved in what they call the family values issues back in the cultural war era, those are issues that really are divisive when it comes to mainstream people that don't follow politics all that much. And what Trump and his agenda are all about are all issues that unite the American people. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand what I mean by that? So they're bringing up some of these old issues like critical race theory the left are promoting in the media, the transgender issues, to try to get Republicans talking about these old issues that were divisive as opposed to unifying issues that Trump used to bring people together. We have a new Republican Party now. And you have to be very careful not to fall into their trap. It's not that those are bad issues, but they're settled issues. Gay rights is a settled issue now. Abortion in the old ways are almost non-existent compared to the old numbers because of the morning after pill and stuff. Not that I'm a proponent, I'm not a supporter of any of that stuff. I mean, I'm Catholic, but these issues are not. It's almost like fighting these issues. These old issues from the 80s and 90s are like those stories you used to read about in the tabloids in the 70s where they would find a 80-year-old Japanese soldier on some Pacific island who thought the war was still going on. That's what they're trying to get us to do. And we have to be so careful not to fall into that trap. You know, Trump yesterday in his press conference, when he brought up people to talk, regular people, he brought up the black couple. That freaks out the media and the liberals. When they hear a black blacks back, gays as a group, the gay rights have been settled. And as a group, gays are very fiscally conservative, and there are a lot of gay Trump supporters. Gay Republicans were few and far between. Not with Trump. Brandon Straka is gay, right? But there's so many. Gays for Trump was at every rally. You know, and a lot of these old groups that Democrats took for granted. I'm sorry, I'm driving, so I can't pay attention to the chat. I'll go back later and look. I can't look at the chat while I'm driving, guys. A lot of these groups the Democrats took for granted, blacks, gays, women even, right, with the abortion issue. And they've lost significant chunks of all of these different groups that the Democrats took for granted so long. And they're bringing up all these very divisive things to get us involved in, to try to divide us from the gays, divide us from women, divide blacks and whites. And a lot of people are falling for it. Not me. I'm not falling for any of that nonsense. And, you know, I really believe this class action lawsuit of Trump not only should be the number one issue on the Republican Party platform, it really should be the only issue. Because until you settle that, you can't settle anything. And because that encompasses so much, you know. You could spend a week just going through the list of issues of things that would be covered if Trump is successful in that class action lawsuit. And what Trump realized after he got to Washington as president is that draining the swamp has to start with the Republican Party, right? And that's what he's doing right now. He's trying to primary out all these never-Trumpers, these Liz Cheney types, you know. And the first swamp we've got to drain is the Republican establishment swamp. Until we do that, we're done, you know. The reason that the wall was not completed isn't because of the Democrats. It's because of Paul Ryan and the Never-Trumpers. You know, we had, when Trump first came to office, we controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House. Why did everything not get done then? The Republican swamp, the Republican establishment. You know? And that's what, you know, that's what it is. And Trump is reshaping. I'm so glad that he's made the decision to reshape the Republican Party and not start his own third party. Because remember, a few months ago, people were talking, oh, he's going to start his third party. They were hoping, the establishment, Romney, Cheney, the Democrats, the media, they were hoping that Trump started his own third party because that would go nowhere. Instead, he made the very smart decision. You go to the beach every day if you're in Florida. Well, the problem is when you live in Florida, you're not on vacation. You got to work. So you can't go to the beach every day when you're working, unfortunately. Floridians go to the beach very little. Most of the people at the beach are tourists. And if you moved here, you'd find that out. But anyway, he's reshaping the Republican Party from within. A third party, a MAGA party, would be a loser thing. And you know, Trump is so smart, and he's very effective. We're going to have a majority in the House of Representatives made up of a bunch of Marjorie Taylor Greene types. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we had 10 Marjorie Taylor Greenes in the House of Representatives? My goodness. She should be the damn Speaker of the House, not this never-Trumper fake. You know, Kevin McCarthy, who they keep talking about being the Speaker of the House. He'll be a rotten Speaker of the House. He'll be just like Paul Ryan, you know. I love Donald Trump too, absolutely. Who doesn't love Donald Trump? My eyes are on the. I'm at a red light, so I can look. Damn, no, very historic yesterday what he did. Oh, so it's a little cloudy still for the hurricane. Yeah, we need more Marjorie Taylor Greenes. That's absolutely correct. I've totally turned off Fox News now. I'm on Newsmax all the time now. Newsmax has really upped their game, without a doubt. And Trump, that's the other thing. I was talking about this on the show this morning. Trump is a very loyal guy, but if you screw him over and you're disloyal to him, he doesn't put up with that. And he is so let down by Fox News, and I think Trump has made the decision. Max TV, the number one name in cable news, and I'm telling you, I made this prediction yesterday. By the 2024 election, they're going to be. They're not on as many cable systems as Fox, but they're on a lot. They're on most of the major cable systems. And their app, the Newsmax app, which is free and spectacular, you know, between the app and cable, they're gonna be the most watched in cable news by 2024. It'll take a while, you know, because television is, you know, for viewers, is a habit medium. People get used to their thing. They don't want to, you know, they're locked in on their shows, on their channel. They don't want to change anything. So it's hard to get people to do that. But once people switch over to Newsmax and they watch it, they'll stay. It's that good and better. And Trump is on their side. I mean, he did that exclusive interview with Rob Schmidt yesterday from Newsmax after the press conference. I wish they would announce, though, when Eric Bolling's show is going to be. They got to give Eric Bolling a show. He did a great job filling in all last week for Greg Kelly, but now he's coming on as kind of like a talking head. I want him to have his own daily show. I'm sure they're wondering, too. The people on the air are probably wondering, where are they going to put Bolling? Because Eric Bolling is so good. I'd forgotten how good he is. He is, you know, it's because he's part of that Bill Ayers crew. It's just like Heather Childress, who is over there. She's very good. She interviewed Trump on Saturday, exclusive interview. You know, and these are all Bill Ayers hires. Or Bill Ayers. What am I thinking? Bill Ayers is that domestic terrorist that was friends with Obama. I mean, Roger Ailes hires. I don't know why I said Bill Ayers. Roger Ailes. No, we don't want anybody hired by Bill Ayers. Well, Obama basically was hired by Bill Ayers. A lot of people think Bill Ayers was the ghostwriter for Barack Obama's book. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days, right? Who said that? You guys know who said that? Just passed a police officer hiding in the bushes with his radar gun. See, these are people on the way home, or on their way to work, while I'm on my way from work. So I feel so bad for people that get these speeding tickets on the way to work in the morning. People are rushing on the way to work. They get jammed up. They get a $250 ticket. I mean, you know, I support the police, but give people a break, the traffic cops. You know what I mean? I can give them a break. On top of the $250 ticket, they're going to be late to work, you know. But this, you know, what Trump is doing with the Republican Party is just fantastic. You know, and believe me, these never-Trumpers in the Republican Party are very well aware of what he is doing, and they're in a panic. Notice how that ridiculous story on the arrest of the chief financial officer from the Trump Organization disappeared from the news, because they basically arrested him for jaywalking and did a perp walk with him that was absurd. You know, that's how the media, you know, they got all wrapped up in that story. It's totally disappeared because it's a big nothing burger. And it's not even Trump. For the life of me, I'll never understand why people dislike Trump. I just don't get it. All right, guys, listen. Thanks for watching. I got to take off, but I'll see you later, all right?